So as you come to whatever seat you find, taking the time to ground it, to feel the earth underneath you, even just observe for a moment all the points of contact that you can really feel against the floor. And maybe even feeling as though you could go into the floor. So as though you have roots holding you from below. And those roots are just diving into the earth, gathering up some nutrients, and starting to feed those nutrients up into your body. Feeling your body start to lengthen up as though it is sprouting out of the ground like those fresh shoots. Feeling some life pulsing through, feeling the sunshine, feeling the fresh air, and starting to breathe in that fresh air and deep, full breaths in. Get as much as you can. Releasing your exhale, just getting rid of the excess, letting out anything that feels stale or crusty or stagnant. Give yourself a few cycles of big, full breaths like that, just releasing whatever you don't need and taking in the good, taking in that positive, fresh breath. And we'll set our intention this morning. So starting to bring to mind something that you would like to put out into the world today, something positive. If you've been doing this with me a little while, maybe you've got like a go-to positive thought that's helpful. Maybe it's something different every time. That's fine too. Whatever speaks to you today, this morning. What would you like to bring in? As well as what would you like to put out there? As you come into that thought, start to say it to yourself as a word, a short phrase, like a mantra. It's just that a repeated phrase. You can remind yourself to feel it, to think it, to breathe with it. You might repeat that idea on your inhale, on your exhale. And then connecting that positive thought to a feeling of light. So it's helpful as we get more sunlight to even feel it as that sunlit energy beaming into you. Maybe you connect more to that light following your breath. You feel yourself breathing it in and it's spreading out into your cells. However you need to see that light, connect it to that positive intention. And then breath by breath, we'll start to spread that intention out into the world. So beginning in yourself, feeling that positive idea. And feeling it as light. And then starting to sense that light coming outward around the surface of your body and into the room where you are. And another breath, maybe that breath can spread, that light can spread into the whole building where you are. And another breath, feeling it start to spread out down your street into your neighborhood or into the countryside. Feel that light continue to expand, covering the region, covering the state, covering the whole country. And let it get all the way out to the coast. And going up into Canada, down into Mexico, start to spread it around the whole continent, across the whole hemisphere, around the oceans. And eventually feeling as though you could see the whole planet surrounded in that light. Sending out that positive intention to the whole globe. And sealing that intention in around the planet, we'll take a breath together. Really deep, full breath in. And a long, slow breath out. And then bring your attention back inward. Bring it all the way back to your own body. Bring your hands together at your heart. And we'll take a breath together for yourself, for this positive thought. Another deep breath in. And let it out. All right, from here, let's get going right away on all fours. Set up on hands and knees. Once you get to all fours, we'll go right into some cats and cows, starting to follow your breath through your body as your spine moves front and back. Often we have that inhale for cow and the belly sinks, chin lifts, tailbone lifts. The cat is exhaled, rounding out the back, lower the head, maybe even tuck the chin. And perhaps even continuing that feeling of light. Maybe it's running up and down your spine, breaking up some of those stiff spots. And finding your way towards a neutral spine. We're going to take the left toes back behind you, tucking your toes down to the floor. Push back through that foot, feel a stretch through the back of your leg. And see about adding your opposite arm, the right arm comes forward. Finding that stability from the center of your body and let it emanate outward to your fingers and back to your foot. If it works today, go ahead and float the back foot up to just about the height of your hip, making sure to take care of your spine to your back. Make sure it's not strained. Take another full breath. And then you can lower your knee back down in position. Reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Take an open twist. And then we'll glide that right arm underneath and thread the needle here. Lower your shoulder, lower the right side of your head. Just give it a breath or two to release onto the ground, big full breaths. And then working your way back up to all fours. Line yourself up and we'll start the second side. So right foot steps back, start with just a big stretch down that leg. Maybe you feel it in your calf, your ankle, or the foot, even up into your thigh. We'll go for the balance. Left arm comes forward. Finding again that structure, that center, and making sure that's all steady as you might lift the back leg as an option, as long as you still feel strong and sturdy. Just another breath in that balance. And then you can lower the right knee down, lift the left arm up, big wide open twist. And then bring it under, thread the needle the second side, lower the left shoulder, the left side of your head, let everything melt into place. Feeling that closeness to the ground again. And then again, we'll rise up. This time, let's work it all the way up to downward facing dog. Go ahead and give it a little stretch when you get there. Whatever feels good. Pedal the heels, nod the head, sway the hips. And coming to a centered, grounded, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Let the whole breath out. And we'll start by just finding plank pose. Bring yourself into that plank pose. Hold it for a breath. And the exhale of that breath. Take another deep breath in. And then downward facing dog, exhale. Once again, plank pose, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Hinge the hips, hinge the shoulders. Inhale again, plank position. Coming all the way forward to the crown of your head. And then all the way back, downward facing dog. This time, plank pose. With your inhale, we're going to lower as you exhale. You can bring yourself all the way down to the ground. Take the belly down, plant the tops of your feet. Take a few little cobras where you're just lifting chest and chin. Don't even use your arms. And then lower it back down. Feeling your body against the ground, except for that little part that lifts up. And then again, release. Take one more. Lifting forward, maybe adding a little bit of that arm work to rise a little higher. And release. Take a deep breath in on the floor, prepare. You can tuck your toes, and let's bring it all the way up to downward facing dog. And give yourself an extra breath back in downward dog. And then we'll be moving forward. You can step your feet up to the front of your mat. Finding your way into a forward fold. Your feet can be wide or they can be together. Give yourself a little bend of the knees, maybe another sway of the hips. Loosen at the head. And then again, find grounding, find a centered, balanced position underfoot. Let's find our way to halfway lift, strong flat back with extra strong legs underneath you. And then fold it down, let the legs stretch a little more, let your spine soften. And stable legs under another halfway lift, deep breath in. Forward fold, exhale it out. Once again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then to standing, ground down and rise up. Inhale, reach. Hands to heart, exhale. Take a deep breath in. Let the whole breath out. Some full sun salutations, arms reach, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Send the left foot back, find a lunge. Exhale your way into that lunge. And take a breath in to hold it. Exhale, stay. And then plank pose, step back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Your back bend, either sticking with cobra or coming all the way to upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog, bring it back. Take a breath there. Let it go. And stepping forward to the front of your mat, ground your feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Back to standing, inhale, come up. Hands to heart, exhale. Arms reach, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Right foot back this time, lunge with the left foot forward. Take a breath in and let it out. Plank pose, your inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And let it out. And bring it forward, step to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise up, stand with the inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. We'll add in, arms reach again. Inhale for standing chair with the exhale, sit. Inhale, stay. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Left foot back, again, lunge. This time, lower that back knee, lift your upper body up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, reach to the fingers. Hands to the floor with your exhale. Step back, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, your back bend, full body. And then downward facing dog. Bring it back. Deep breath here. Exhale. Bring your left leg up behind you. Send it straight back so you can see your toes behind you. You can look at them pointing down. And then we'll bring that foot forward as far as you can. A big step forward, maybe all the way to a lunge. And then we'll bring the right foot up to meet it. Find your halfway lift. Deep breath in. Forward fold, let it out. Chair with the inhale. Stay for your exhale. Rise up, inhale, reach tall. Hands to heart, exhale. Again, arms up, inhale, reach. Sit with the exhale, chair. Stay for your inhale, ground the heels. Fold down with your exhale, let it go. Halfway lift, inhale. Right foot steps back to that lunge. We'll lower the knee and lift your body up. Take a big breath at the top and lower down. Exhale. Step back, inhale, plank pose. Exhale to lower. Upward facing dog or cobra pose. Downward facing dog. In this down dog, right leg will lift straight back behind you. Don't worry about it lifting super high, maybe about the height of your hip. Again, toes face the floor, give it another breath. And then we'll bring the right foot forward. Again, big step forward. Second foot comes to meet it, halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Rise up, inhale, stand. And hands to heart, exhale. Take another deep breath in. Let it out. We'll start to bring some more standing work in, but start the same way. We'll take the arms up, stand with the inhale, chair with the exhale. Staying in this chair a little longer, but seeing if we can add a little bit of balance by lifting off the heels. Your heels might lift a half an inch, or they'll come up as high as you can go. Or they can even stay in just normal chair. Take it where you can be today. Give yourself another deep breath in. And then heels to the floor with the exhale. Lift the arms a little higher, still in that chair. Inhale. Fold it out, exhale, come down. Halfway lift, inhale. We'll send the left foot back. This time, crescent lunge. So bring it all the way up. We'll keep that back knee lifted. If it works, straighten it out, lift it high. If that feels really tight in the back, put a little bend in that knee. Drop the tailbone down a little deeper. All right, we're going to flow. We're going to play with balance. We'll straighten that front leg with the arms up above. That's our inhale. Turning to the right, wide open twist, and lunge again with the exhale. Come down. Come back through center. Inhale to rise up. And again, twist the same way to the right. Exhale, wide open. Inhale, find center. Exhale, twist. Bring it through one more time. Inhale, come up. And exhale, twist. Stay in that twist. Another deep breath in and out. Keeping your lunge just a little longer. Come back to face forward. Arms come up. Take an inhale. And then to the floor, exhale. Let's come back again. Plank pose. Inhale. Lower down, exhale. Your back bend, inhale, press through the palms, press through your feet. Downward facing dog, strong core, lifts you back up. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bringing it forward, step to the front, halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Back to chair, inhale, sit. Stay for the exhale. Rise up, stand, reach up, look up. Hands to heart, exhale. And the second side, arms up, inhale. Chair with the exhale. Again, staying and maybe playing with that balance. Coming off the heels, lifting up. But at the same time, sitting down, lowering into those hips. Sometimes it feels a little wobbly. Be mindful of your knees. Try not to put any pain into the knee joints. Taking this wherever you can be. Another deep breath in. Chair with the heels down as you exhale. Reach arms a little higher. Inhale. And lower down. Fold it out. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Take the right foot back, left foot in the front of your lunge. Bring it up, crescent lunge, take it tall. Find your stability. Know a little wider stance sometimes gives a little more of a base, so you feel a little more sturdy. And then again, we'll flow. So long and tall with the inhale. Turning left with your exhale, and drop your knee back over the heel. Inhale again to sweep up. Exhale, rotate left. Inhale to center. Exhale to turn. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Stay there, an extra breath, maybe lifting the spine a little taller. Sinking the hips a little lower. Returning to center, full crescent lunge, bring the arms up, give it a big breath in, and then hands to the floor, exhale it out. Stepping back, again, your flow, take what you need. If you want to modify that movement, go for it. You can cat-cow, you can hang out in plank, you can go right to down dog, or stop in child's pose on your way. From wherever you are, we'll bring it forward. Step your feet to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Stay for that exhale. All the way up, inhale, reach. Hands to heart, exhale. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. We'll reach arms up, take an inhale. Chair with the exhale. Stay for the inhale, lifting the arms high, and turn to the right as you exhale, wide open twist. Check in with your legs. If they're starting to turn with you, try to bring them back to center. Line them up so they're more or less parallel, and sink into that chair from there. Twisting from the middle of the upper body and maybe up into the chest, into the upper back. Let's bring it back to center, full chair, inhale. Fold it over, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Send that left foot back. Once again, crescent lunge, bring it up tall. Take a moment to find your grounding again. Even right here, where are the roots? Down through the ball mound of the front foot, down through the heel, down through the whatever toes might be on the floor behind you. Again, we're going to twist. This time, bring your hands to your heart and put the thumbs right up there on the breastbone so you can feel them. And then steer the breastbone to the right. Another twist. Keeping your thumbs right there to guide the heart into that twist. Also using the hands to lift the heart. Sometimes our twists and our lunges get a little soggy. So bringing it up right. Let's take the arms out wide. Keep reaching through the fingers. Also reaching through the feet, especially the back foot. Push back. We're going to try to lower this twist. Left hand finds its way to the floor. You might have to come out for a moment and then get back in. Feel free to lower the back knee as a modification. With the left hand on the floor, you can usually get a little bit more rotation. You can squeeze into that twist. And at the same time, where are your roots still in that front foot? Make sure you're still even across that whole base. Even putting roots down into the left palm. Give it another breath. And then unwind. Take it back. Again, we'll meet in our down dog or child's pose. However you want to breathe yourself into it. But do breathe. Do feel that presence, not just of the breath, but of yourself. Where are you in your body? And then when you're ready to the front of the mat, again, we'll step forward. Halfway lift when you get there. Fold it down, release. And again, chair, inhale, chair. Stay for the exhale. Rise up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Let's come back up overhead, inhale, stand. Chair with the exhale. This time we'll be twisting to your left. So you can go to the left, wide open twist. Again, check in with your legs. If they're turning with you, bring them back to center. Feet can be together or they can be a little wider. A wider base is no problem. You just want to keep that feeling of squeezing through the inner legs for that extra stability. It should come up into the core from there. Let's bring it back through to center, full chair. Another deep breath in. And then fold it over, let it out. Halfway lift, inhale. We'll send the right foot back this time. Find your lunge. Bring it up to crescent lunge. Find your balance. Hands come to your heart. We'll twist to the left, using your hands to steer that twist. Sometimes it doesn't feel like you're twisting as far because the arms can go much further. And they might go all the way far when you do that, but your shoulders are kind of out of position. So if you keep your hands centered, it'll keep your shoulders from squeezing too much. And then the twist will just be a little more natural. It's sinking down, maybe just a little lower into the hips, but lifting a little higher up into the chest, into the crown of the head. Let's take the arms wide open now. And then to the floor, lowering the right hand down, left arm continues to lift. You can always adjust when you get there. Sometimes a little longer stance down on the floor gives a little more freedom for the hips. Again, option to lower that knee behind you. Ground everything you feel on the floor. Push into it and maybe squeeze just a little bit more upward into that twist. Last breath. And release. Unwind to take it back again, plank, and flow. Find your breath in and out. Give yourself that time to move, or even just that time to be still wherever you are within that, within these few breaths. Again, we'll move forward, coming back to the front of the mat. Ground your feet, halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Again, stay with that exhale, maybe sink a little lower. Reach up, inhale, stand. Hands to heart, exhale. Take another deep breath in. Let that breath out. All right, we've got one more sequence to go. Let's start from standing again, arms reach up, inhale. We'll fold right down with the exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Stepping the left foot back, we'll find our lunge down low and twist from down low, just like we ended our last sequence. And then this one might take a little finagling, but we're really looking for that rooting, for that press down of the feet, for that strength of the legs. Maybe you can get light on the left fingertips and start to hover. We want to work our way all the way up to that crescent twist. So it's somehow find your balance, float your way up. You might have to come out and then get back in and then twist it, and that's fine. Opening up into that twist, take another deep breath in and out. From here, we're going to turn all the way around to face the left edge of your mat. Turn all your toes, turn your feet to that long edge of your mat. We'll go into a wide-legged fold. So you can ease yourself down. Let your head come down. Center your spine and relax down to the crown of your head. And let's walk your fingertips over towards your right. Taking a little side stretch across to your right. And feeling that in the left side body. And then bringing it around the other way towards the left. Stretching out the right side. Bending your way back through to center. You can bend at the knees, sink into the hips, finding your way into a squat. Push down to lift up, bring it up into star pose. Big spread out X. From that position, we're going to face forward again. Turn on your feet, swiveling all the way back to that lunge. Find that tall lunge. And bring it up. From that lunge, just a little bit of balance. Find your way towards an airplane pose on that front leg. Left toes float behind you. Just as a transition to stand. So left foot finds the floor, equal standing in your feet. Arms come up, deep breath in. Hands to heart, exhale. Pause here, full breath in. Slow breath out. Last side, arms come up, inhale. Hold down, exhale. Halfway lift. Right foot steps back, left foot in the front of that lunge. Again, we'll stay low and find your twist down here. Right hand down, left arm up. Again, working it slowly to find the stability underneath this balance to lift up. So it might start by being on your fingertips. Maybe it helps to take a hand to the hip. Light on the fingertips, maybe you can hover And eventually all the way up, bringing it into your crescent twist. And take whatever modifications or rearrangements that you need to get grounded. Take another full breath. And then we'll turn it around all the way. Face the other side of your room. Find your equal standing with that wide stance. And then fold down. Come into that wide-legged fold. Relax your shoulders, your head, your neck. Breathe here. Take any intuitive movement that feels good. Again, we'll walk your hands towards your left. And take your fingertips towards the left. This time, if you want to add a twist, lift that left arm up towards the ceiling. Or just keep it as we had it before. We'll bring it around the other way. Walk your hands to the right. And then option to lift the right hand, twist. Releasing again, coming back through the center. Once again, that squat as that stability to lift. So sink into the feet, sink into the hips, ground it and float up. Spread out, star pose first, and then turn to the front of your mat. Figure out your feet, turn all your toes to face forward, stabilize. Airplane pose to get up under that front leg. Take a moment, and then stand. Both feet grounded, both arms reach, and hands to your heart. Full breath in. Slow breath out. And bring your arms back up overhead one more time. Inhale. Fold down, exhale. Halfway lift. We'll bring the hands to the floor. Walk your feet back. Find one more plank. Take a big breath in that plank. And then bring everything to the floor. Lower your knees, lower your belly, lower your head. Relax your feet. Relax everything. Let everything melt into the ground. Feel your body breathing against the ground. Let the ground support you. And if one side of your head has been resting, you can switch it to the other side. Give yourself just a few more moments to let it all go. See if anything else is holding on. Just autopilot tension. Find those little pockets or those layers and ask them to release. Another breath down here, full belly breath coming in. Feel that exhale, soften the low back, and let the breath all the way out. From here, we'll find our way to child's pose. Just be mindful as you lift, use your arms, use your core, protect your back, ease yourself back. Continuing to stay close to the ground, to feel it, to let it hold you. Soften into child's pose, any version where you can continue to relax. Just another deep breath. Let go of that breath. Find your way on up to sit. You can sit first in staff pose. So long legs out in front of you, arms down at your sides, trying to reach for the floor with your palms. And if they can't reach, then just your fingers. Push down towards your palms, push down into the back of your heels. Lift through the toes, lift to the crown of your head. We'll take a pair of twists here, and I'm going to give quite a few options. Let's start with your right leg. You'll bend it. You want to be able to bend it and still sit up tall. So if you feel like you've slumped back, nudge yourself back upright. If it works for your foot to cross over to the left side of the left leg, and you can still get your foot flat on the floor, go ahead and make that cross. Again, you still want to be able to bring the knee up so it's not falling out, and your spine up. Last option, if you're comfortable with that cross of the foot, is to bend the straight leg. You might have to lean over to the left and bend your foot, or bend your knee, so your foot comes over by your seat. But then remember to sit back down onto that right side so that you're level. All right, so all those options, foot in front, foot across, front leg straight or bent underneath you. Ground whatever is on the ground, as always. Push down to help lift up. And then the twist. We'll go around to your right, so you can bring your right hand behind you. Left arm might hook around the leg in front. You might have enough room some days to reach up. Bend your elbow and nudge yourself a little further into that twist by pushing against your leg. Take a moment to add your head and neck. If you haven't already, look to your right. And then begin to tuck your chin down. And slowly let your chin lower towards the center of your chest. Take your chin all the way back into the twist. Look back to your right again. And then begin to unwind all the way back through to center. Unwind your legs if they're all bound up. Set them back out into staff pose. Give them a little shake. Maybe shake into the upper body as well. And then reset. We'll begin on the second side. So you'll bend your left leg. Bring your left leg in towards you. Again, foot straight on in front of you. Foot crosses over your leg. And maybe that front leg bends so that your foot comes back behind you. No matter what, you want to be able to sit level on both sides of your seat and sit tall. So you've got that alignment up into the spine. You can press down into whatever parts of your body are on the ground. Use that like it's ricocheting up to the crown of the head. And you can pull across that left leg to lift up and then turn. We'll turn to your left. Again, reaching across with your leg or with your arm. Back arm comes behind you. And if not, reaching around that front of your leg, again, option to reach up and nudge around the other way. Chin keeps going, left, 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 even looking to your left. And then begin to sink your chin down. Bring your chin towards the floor, towards the chest. Slowly easing into your neck. Bringing your chin back across to your left. And then unwind it all. Bring it back through to center. Take your legs out long, give a little shake. And lengthen up through to the crown of your head for staff pose. Just another breath in staff. And then we'll lower it down onto the ground. You can lay back. Initially, you can bring your knees in towards your belly, bring your arms to your legs, give yourself a little squeeze, a little sway side to side. And then we'll start to straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. Going as straight as they can and pretty much as vertical as you can. So don't worry about them coming towards you. Think about lengthening down the spine, grounding into the low back, and finding that good base underneath the weight of your legs. You can hold your legs for more support. You could nudge your hands underneath your hips for a little more support, or you can keep your arms at your sides. With your legs just a little bit apart, take a few rotations of your ankles. Draw some circles with your toes. Both directions. And then pushing it up through your heels. Take one more stretch up through the legs. And then ground your feet. Take them to the floor. We're going to lift right into bridge. So feet hip distance apart. Arms down at your sides. Neck and head stay centered. And if you haven't already, bring the hips up. And let the front line of the hips open towards the ceiling. Breathe. One last full deep breath in. Ease yourself down. When you get to the floor, we'll go into some windshield wiper legs. Arms can come out wide to the side. Feet can step out a little wider on your mat. And with your knees starting to travel side to side. Feel free to bring that through with your breath. Perhaps the inhale lifts the knees, the exhale lowers them down. Nice and slow. Feel free to add a movement of your head. You can go opposite of your knees, so it's a little more of that rotation coming up. Or you can go the same side as your knees. It's a little softer, a little more comforting. And the next time that your knees travel over to your left, let them stay there. And this is one version of a twist. If you'd like a different version, a little tighter version, you can nudge your right leg to meet your left. You might have to move where your hips are to facilitate a different twist. But take whatever place where you can be, from windshield wipers all the way to a different twist. We'll just breathe there. And twists of any kind, whether they're a little softer, more passive, whether they're really tight and deep, whether they're from your own power, squeezing, or just here being held by the floor. They all have these cleansing properties. So to squeeze out, like you're wringing out a wash rag, getting all of that sediment out. Give yourself a few moments here to allow that squeeze to happen without any force, without any strain. Give it another deep, full breath. Staying for your exhale. And then before we do the other side, we'll find our way to center at constructive rest. So you just want to make sure that your hips are back at the middle, your knees are even with each other, your body rests at that midpoint. This is like the rinse, like you wrung out that rag and then you run it under the faucet and you get all the gunk out after you wring it. And feel that flashing through the body. Imagine it running up and down the spine, clearing whatever you need to get out. We're going to bring it over to the right with your knees. So again, option to just let it be that windshield wiper position. It's still that twist because the left hip is elevated. So you start to get that turn from the waist through the mid-back. Shoulders are still relaxed to the ground. Again, option to change your twist however you want it to be, but relax through it. Again, staying another breath, taking that full advantage of your twist, that squeezing out, even into the exhale. And then again, the release. Help your way back to center. Again, just our constructive rest position is really centering and restorative. Let everything get flushed out, rinsed through. And then just check in. Do you need one last thing? Maybe it's another knees to chest, a big stretch through the body, going back up tall. Wherever you want to be. We'll be going into our Shavasana when you're ready. So take your time to find your way there. As you begin to arrive, just making sure to center the body, to relax it down in a balanced position and an even posture. Perhaps a little bit more of that rinse coming through as we settle into the spinal relaxation. Maybe that rinse moves with the breath, like your inhale is bringing the breath all the way down through your toes, out through your fingertips, flushing its way through the body. The exhale, it comes back up through the body, all the way up and out through the crown of your head. Try not to let anything get stuck or linger amid your thoughts. Let it get washed out. Clearing away anything that feels mucky, anything that's been sitting around too long. Anything that just doesn't make us feel like ourselves today. Let that go. And when you feel good and rinsed, releasing that thought, letting your body really continue to sink into the ground. As though those roots are getting saturated from that rinse, sending out even more roots spread into the earth, gathering up all that positive energy. Anything that nurtures you, anything that supports you. Let the earth give whatever it can give. And let yourself accept it. Continue to relax, but bring a little attention back to your breath. Feel it rising and falling in your body. When you're ready, start to move your fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Bring yourself into a full body stretch. Reach back through your arms, long through your legs. Take a big breath in, spreading out. And as you exhale, relax your body back into the ground. From here, you can start to bend at your knees, bringing them up. Maybe even all the way in towards your belly. You can sway side to side. Take yourself over onto one side. Curl up on that side, and once again, release. Let your body come down. And then gathering yourself up, come all the way up. Help yourself to seated. Still connected to the earth, still feeling that support, feeling that life coming back in, rising up, feeling a little brighter. Replenishing for the rest of your day. And then adding in just one more nutrient for the day, taking a moment for gratitude. Think of something that you are thankful for today and give it your full attention. Breathe into that thought. Breathe into the feeling of being grateful. And we'll close with 3 breaths together. You can bring your hands together at your heart. Take a long, slow breath in. And let that whole breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Namaste.